MAGA comes to talk. So the title that I put in there at the top of the video, Democrats should give up and endorse Trump. Um, yeah, they should. After these god awful, horrific events of the weekend, what do the Democrats stand for right now? I'm watching this senile old coot Joe Biden last night. I'm watching what they're saying on CNN and Stephanopoulos' show and all this nonsense, and they keep talking about Trump's rhetoric. Trump's rhetoric has always been unity of the great American people. Trump's rhetoric, while he may use colorful language and be very direct, has never been against any voters of this country. If you go back through every single Trump speech and interview since he came down the escalator, Trump never says anything negative about voters or the American people. And here you have with Biden and the Democrats all these years, not only do they say Trump is Hitler, they say all those who support Trump are Nazis, white supremacist, or racist. The rhetoric isn't just directed to Trump, it's directed towards at least half the country, if not more, of people who have been supporting Donald Trump. And those of you that are Democrats, what does the Democrat Party stand for anymore? They have our southern border completely open. Our country is being invaded nonstop. They started this fake war, this proxy war with Russia through Ukraine to funnel money. I give you an example. The Republican convention in Milwaukee starts tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. And I saw the mayor of Milwaukee on an interview yesterday. I think it was Fox. I can't remember where I saw an interview with him. And they asked the mayor of Milwaukee, what are they doing security wise? And he said with a smile on his face, he smiled when he said this: we've secured X number of millions of dollars in funding. And then he smiled. That's all these freaking Democrats care about, is stealing money from the freaking government treasury and putting it in their pockets and their donor pockets. They're all as financially corrupt as Biden at every level. That's all the Democrats stand for today, is taking our tax money and pocketing it. And this mayor, when I saw him with smiling, funding, what the freak is he talking about? That's all he cares about. That's all he cares about. And I saw him bring it up again later in the day, too, about the funding. He's so excited. What does the Democrat Party stand for today? And in the aftermath of what happened in Pennsylvania against this great man, Donald Trump, those of you that are Democrat voters, what are you standing for? You look at Biden last night, and look what he did. He starts talking about January 6th and Pelosi and all these things, which implies that Trump is responsible for what happened. Really? Was President Kennedy responsible? Was Martin Luther King responsible? Was Bobby Kennedy responsible? Was Abraham Lincoln responsible? I don't think so. Never heard anybody talk like that before. He's just a monster, Joe Biden. And I want to tell you, I've got a lot of MAGA hats, and this is an old and faded MAGA hat, this one here. And this one, I don't wear it so much anymore because it's so old and faded, and it's so dried out, it's even kind of hard and not as comfortable as my other Make America Great Again hats. But this hat here, out of all of my MAGA hats, this one's been seen by Trump the most. Trump has seen this hat as close as I am to my camera at least 5 times. This close. He's seen it. Trump has probably seen this hat with his own eyes 10 or 12 times, but I've been this close, at least 5, maybe 6 times to him wearing this hat, and I call it my hat of wisdom because when I wear this hat, I feel a little bit smaller because Trump's vision has been so close to it. I feel like I get a little bit of Trump's wisdom from this hat. It's kind of like that episode of Star Trek in the third season, Spock's brain. Dr. McCoy put on the hat of the givers of pain and delight, and then all of a sudden he could do all these surgeries. And I've got my Trump high school graduation T-shirt on. This is President Trump's high school graduation photo, today. But those of you that are Democrats should not only publicly endorse President Trump and vote for Trump, you should do it without even any hesitation, because you gotta ask yourself, what is the Democrat Party standing for anymore? What are they offering you? All this talk about unity. President Trump gave his first interview, which on my next stream at 6 a.m. Eastern, when I'm on the radio, I'm going to go through that interview and talk about it. But I saw an interview with the reporter who interviewed Trump, and it's the reporter who interviewed Trump. And his first interview was at the rally. She was supposed to interview him there after his speech, and she did a lot of interviews yesterday. She was right in front of the stage, real close to him, down on the ground. And I got a sneeze coming on, guys. I apologize. But it went away, but it may come back. And she said that President Trump told her that he changed his speech. His speech at the convention was going to be mostly about Biden, but now it's a speech all about unity, and he feels it is his duty now to unify this country, which he always was doing. He's an incredible unifier, Donald Trump. And if I were a Democrat, and I'm not, but if I were a Democrat, I'd be voting for Trump right now. What Biden did last night, that was not a speech of unity. That was a speech of division. He's talking about January 6th. These people that are around Trump are as competent as that Secret Service detail was at the rally on Saturday. I don't know who's vice president should be. He's going to tell us in a couple of days. I'm not really concerned with that, to tell you the truth. I'm more concerned with this Democrat donor on the roof. I mean, the incompetence of that pathetic Secret Service detail, the incompetence, and it's all under Mayorkas. Secret Service under Mayorkas, who's opened up our entire southern border. I mean, how is this? If Biden would have come on television last night and announced that he had fired the head of the Secret Service, that would have been something. But he didn't do that. And you know why Biden won't fire the head of the Secret Service? You know why? Because it would be an acknowledgement that the government was wrong. And Democrats, they're all about government, and they don't want to admit that the government has done anything wrong. So he can't fire her. Maybe he will under some pressure as this goes on, but he blamed Trump and MAGA. That's what he did. Now, if you're new to my channel, subscribe. You'll love my content. My name's Brian. I'm a radio talk show host and podcaster. And on most of my streams, I take live calls. On my next stream at 6 a.m. Eastern, which I already have set up, it's about Trump's first interview. I'll be live on the radio. I'm on a bunch of radio stations here in Florida. And I'll be taking live calls from people listening to me on the radio, or also those of you watching on YouTube. So you can call me there, and you'll love my content, I promise you. If you love Trump, you'll really love me. If you don't love Trump, you watch me long enough, you will join the Trump train. Many people that have listened to me over the years are now on the Trump train that we're not. Qatar, just subscribe. Thank you and welcome. Oh, please. What are you, vegan dolls? What are you, some kid living with mommy and daddy up late at night, taking a break from your gaming? What the hell do you know? Start paying your own cell phone bill, paying for your own food, paying some rent, and then render an opinion. Well, I mean, why would anybody who's an American hate Trump? Why would an American not support Trump? And that's a serious question. Now, those of you that are Americans, I'm talking to, because he was an American president, and he will be again. Why would you, as an American, not support Trump, not vote for Trump? Why? Can you articulate it? Why? Because they told you to? Because the media told you not to like him? I mean, why would you not support Donald Trump? Why would you not vote for Donald Trump? And I think you would have a very difficult time articulating that. Yes, welcome, Dylan Brown, new subscriber. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for subbing. I mean, think about it. Can you articulate it? I mean, I could tell you many reasons why I would not vote for Joe Biden. As an example, right now, the United States of America is being invaded at our southern border. They're emptying out their prisons. There are it's impossible to put a number on how many Americans are dead because of the southern border invasion of illegals. I just saw another story today of 2 Americans who were dead because of an illegal drunken driver. I mean, these stories happen all the time. How many from the fentanyl crisis, on top of the fact that Biden at the southern border has a slave trade going on. Both labor slavery, sex slavery. It's insane what's going on down there. So I mean, that's just one issue that I can tell you very specifically why I'm not voting for the Democrats. But those of you that are Democrats, you really need to think to yourself today: should I leave and abandon the Democrat Party? I say you should. I think the Democrat Party should give up. I'd like to see Robert Kennedy Jr. If Robert Kennedy Jr. was more than just a narcissist who's trying to be something by a loser campaign that has no hope of anything, Robert Kennedy Jr. should drop out of the race and endorse President Trump. Right? Drop out of the race and endorse President Trump. Would that not be spectacular? Do me the favor of only commenting in English, because if you're not commenting in English, I don't know what you're saying. I mean, wouldn't you respect that? And if Biden would have come on TV last night and dropped out of the race, that would have been something. He didn't fire the head of the Secret Service. He didn't even has he even called the head of the Secret Service, this lady, to the White House to explain herself and her DEI agenda that led to this? Of course he hasn't. Of course he hasn't. Government does no wrong, according to the Democrats, only Trump. And today will be a big tell with the media, because today the full-time media is back. Over the weekend, most of them are off. They've had some of the main people on over the weekend, but this is the first day of the regular news cycle. All the big shots in the media will be on TV back from their weekend vacation, and this is going to be a big tell. In particular, The View, the Coven of the View, and MSNBC. Now, Joy Reid should not even return to the air. Joy Reid yesterday locked out all her tweets. If you go to her X account, unless she's changed it since I started this stream, but when I last checked Joy Reid's X yesterday, she had locked all of her tweets where they're all private and you can't see them. And that, to me, is an acknowledgement by Joy Reid that she's been out of line and inappropriate and saying a lot of inappropriate things. And, this Democrat donor shooter, whose name I will never say. I will never say that monster's name. I was talking about this a lot over the weekend on my broadcast over the weekend, that this Dem donor that shot Trump and 3 others and killed a man in Pennsylvania, 20 years old. Trump came down the escalator when that monster was 10 or 11. And all he's heard for half of his life, most of his coherent life, is that Trump is Hitler and all of his supporters are racist, white supremacist Nazis. And this is the rhetoric that's been pushed by Joy Reid and Rachel Maddow and many others, including Jake Tapper over on CNN and many others on the left who oppose Trump. And this monster shooter thought that he was shooting Hitler. And there's been endless discussions. There's been movies and television shows and many books written, and people have talked about it. You know, if you had a time machine, would you go back? What would you do? Would you go back in time and kill Hitler before he came to power? You know, that's where this dim donor shooter's mindset was when he did what he did on Saturday. Where does that come from? It comes from the left. So all this talk about Trump's rhetoric, is he going to tone it down? Should he tone it down? It's not Trump's rhetoric. It's the rhetoric of the left that caused this. All right? Not Trump. The rhetoric of the left. And that's the truth. And you know what? Everybody knows it, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's 2:52 a.m. here on the East Coast. I've been up for about an hour and a half. I've hardly slept all weekend. Have you guys? I mean, this has just been a difficult, horrific time. You know, I don't care if the guy is a registered Republican or why he did it. There's a lot of Republicans like Liz Cheney that are registered Republicans that aren't really Republicans. Michael in Australia, welcome. And please, those of you that are new, subscribe to my channel. And please also like the video. Bill in Australia. Hey, Bill. So on my next stream, yes, I am in Florida. I live right down the road from Mar-a-Lago, which I went to Mar-a-Lago on Saturday night, stayed there till a little after midnight. No, Trump says nothing divisive. No, he really doesn't. You know, and I went to Mar-a-Lago. President Trump was not at Mar-a-Lago. He stays at his resort in New Jersey over the summer. But I went to Mar-a-Lago just to, I don't know, pay my respects and, you know, to be somewhere where there were other MAGA people and just gathering. Welcome, Arizona. Phil in Arizona. Yeah, you know, and I'm glad that I went. You guys can watch my video there. Why haven't I been getting sleep? Because this dim donor tried to kill President Trump. And I'm looking at, you know, this speech. I waited all afternoon for this address from the Oval Office by Joe Biden, and it was terrible. It was a very divisive speech. Nothing uniting about it at all. You know, when the country has gone through tragedies, presidents address the nation. You know, President Reagan after Challenger, you know, is a great speech if you've ever seen that one. And when things happen, you know, President Bush after 9/11, that night, Oval Office address, the presidents go to the Oval Office to unify the country, not this senile old coot, divisive, blaming Trump and MAGA for what happened, making some moral equivalencies. It was a divisive rhetoric from Joe Biden. And what's scary is that him and the people around him that are running our country right now think that was a great speech. These are sick, twisted people. Sick, twisted people. So no, Democrats should give up and endorse President Trump and vote for President Trump. And let everybody know that you're switching and voting for President Trump. You know, that doesn't mean that you agree with President Trump on everything. I do. I always agree with President Trump. But you don't have to agree with him on everything. Ask yourself, what about Joe Biden do you support? What is Joe Biden offering? I know he's offering Zelensky unlimited money, you know, but I don't think you're getting checks like Zelensky. Right? Exactly. You know, my wife and I, we donated $100 to the Biden campaign yesterday. I'm sorry, the Trump campaign. I misspoke. I'm still waking up. But the Biden campaign, the donors have abandoned him. You know, my wife and I donated $100 to the Trump campaign. How many others did yesterday? And what have the donors done to Biden? They've abandoned him. They have cut him off. And this is before this event. They stopped donating to Biden before the event. You know, think about that. The big donors stopped donating to Biden before Saturday. It's going to even, what few are left are going to evaporate and probably already have. It's the entire rhetoric of the left, right? The entire rhetoric of the left. I'm still waking up. I need more coffee. This is my second cup, but I got a little bit of sleep last night, but took a little bit of a nap yesterday for about an hour. donated $47 to Trump yesterday. Absolutely awesome. No, I think it was just this was incompetence. You know, this DEI didn't earn it. The new phrase they have for affirmative action. A complete example of incompetence, a failure of liberalism. You know, you look at, it's like Kathleen Kennedy from Lucasfilm at Disney is running the Secret Service. I've talked so much about this in the last couple of days. Look at these lady Secret Service agents. They're all about 5'4", 5'5". The one couldn't find her holster. Obese, out of shape, short. They couldn't even provide cover, these agents, for President Trump. He saved his own life by his quick action, President Trump. And look at the reaction of MAGA. You know, somebody just mentioned George Floyd. Look at what the Democrats did after George Floyd was killed by that Democrat cop. Derek Chauvin was a Democrat, guys, okay? And look what Trump supporters did Saturday. Nothing. Prayed. That's it. Unlike the Democrats who get violent. You know, the Secret Service agents couldn't even pick Trump up off the floor of the stage. Yeah, it looked like to me, the lady Secret Service agents in particular look like a bunch of drunken girls that worked together, went to Party City and bought some Men in Black costumes. They look like jokes. You know, when I was growing up, the Secret Service were the elite. Right? They were the elite. This was not the elite. These are the rejects. These people everybody in the Secret Service that's on protection details should be the entire the Secret Service is a small organization. Everyone should be elite. Nah, wasn't on just total incompetence. This is what happens. This is what liberalism does. Yeah, the one fixed her sunglasses and straightened up her jacket. You see that? She fixed her glasses, then she straightened out her jacket. My goodness. What a lunatic. It reminded me of that cop in Uvalde that reached out for the hand sanitizer. Remember that during the shooting? I mean, this is nuts. Are you all subscribed to my channel, by the way? My next stream at 6 a.m. Eastern, which I already have set up, so when I end this stream, you can go there. The chat is active. I'll be live at 6 a.m. Eastern, but the chat's already active. I'll be taking live calls. Yeah, please subscribe. Make sure you like the video too, guys. Don't feed the trolls, guys. Standards are low. Well, that's, you know, it started kind of in the 90s, maybe the late 80s, but in the 90s, it started with firefighters and police officers. They did away with height requirements and things. And remember they made that movie with, what was the movie with Demi Moore where she played a Navy SEAL? What was the name of that movie? You know, and they lowered the standards, not just for women, but for men too, right? They used to have height requirements for police officers. They did away with that. G.I. Jane, exactly. Yes, thank you very much, RJ. G.I. Jane. You know, you can't have women as Navy SEALs. I'm sorry, they're not as effective as men. There's many jobs women can do very well in the Navy, but you know, there's many jobs in the government that even maybe even the Secret Service women can do, but not protection. You know, we used to talk about this with firefighters when they lowered the standards. How are they going to carry someone out of a burning building? And they can't. And now here we are. It's moved from fire and police to federal agents, and you have an incompetent force. That's it. I don't know if you guys can tell I have Trump on my Apple Watch. Hey, I've had this always. Since I got this watch, I've had him there. I'll show you. Okay. There you go. See? Trump on my Apple Watch. Pointing to the time. Isn't that cool? Yeah. But no, what I titled this video, I'm serious. It's time for Democrats to abandon the Democrat Party, vote Trump. You can stay a Democrat. Primaries are over. You don't have to re-register to vote. Just vote for Trump in November. You know, and ask yourself this question. Why are you a Democrat at this point? DEI didn't earn it. Didn't earn it. What is the Democrat Party offering you? Why are you supporting them? This speech last night, where Biden really blamed Trump for what happened, that's your Democrat Party. That's it. Well, thank you, OB32. I appreciate that. Well, listen, guys, I got to go and finish getting ready for work. I'll see you guys in 3 hours on the next stream. Again, if you're new, subscribe. Everyone like the video. My name's Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in a bit.